What's up, guys? How are we all doing? Welcome in. Shall we? Right then, straight in to the TRDR console. Few things going on at the minute that we need to look at and share together. So jump in the chat. Give me a shout if there's anything we need to look at together. But yeah, welcome into the US session. Welcome into the US session in the TRDR console. Best data provider for the crypto market. Go grab a link from below for your free trial. So what we're going to do today is price action has been pretty boring, to be honest. We're going to jump straight in. And what we're going to do is, with a fresh pair of eyes, similar to the video earlier, we are going to have a look at some positives and negatives of this little area with the TRDR console, okay? No expectations of where price is going. We're going to have a look at this together. Drop in the chat, drop in the comments, let me know your thoughts. Let's have a look with fresh eyes, as if we've been away from the market for a number of months. We've just come in, sat down with a cup of coffee today, or a beer if you're feeling a little bit fruity. And let's have a look at what's going on, okay? So just on the multiverse at the minute, Soy Boy Sol getting some attention from perps, as we can see here. Lower levels getting defended at 140. Keeping an eye on WIF, because if you watched the video earlier, I cunted out of that trade on Sunday. So yeah, absolutely new kit, thank you very much. So I can get a bid a little bit lower. Ethereum, a little bit of a supply zone, isn't it? Okay, so obviously we're going to start with Bitcoin straight and first and foremost. So what we're going to do first is, I just want to point something out to you, and that's, yeah, imagine you've had a few days off, okay, hourly chart, hanging around at the highs, weekly opens up here, we're actually coming up to just up towards 5 days of price action hanging around at these highs, okay? So what can we expect? We have seen some supply back here on the 20th. We saw some supply here, and obviously Sunday night we wicked up into this area where we met some more supply, and we came back down. Okay, so as we look at the data today together, we're seeing a little bit less supply now, but have we got any dynamic bid enough to push price action up? Okay, yo, what's up, Swap? So yeah, that's what we need to check out, really, don't we? Is there any more bid? Is there any more juice in the tank that can push us up from here? Yeah, remains to be seen. But that's what I just wanted to point out. I just want to have a little outside view of where we are. And yes, we have been here for 5 days, and we need a little bit more data to review what is going on, don't we? So how do we do that? We're going to drop into the TRDR console, obviously, aren't we? So right here, right now, I'm going to start off on a spot chart. Okay, I'm going to start you off on the spot chart and just point out the obvious straight away that we might have all seen a little bit earlier on, and also if you just watched the video a little bit earlier on as well, and it's that 65k defense on BTC. Now, it has to be said that the supply that we've seen in this zone is diminished. Okay, if the supply is diminishing up here, do we have any follow through bid to push us on and up into this higher zone, you know, past 65k? I'm actually open to that. I'm absolutely fine with hedging short positions in this zone. Original hedge short last week was from 63.8. No invalidation on that yet because we didn't even wick past this order block here. Okay, so quite happy to hold those positions. I've seen no evidence yet of invalidation. If we start to creep towards these 65k levels and I'm not seeing any continued supply, more often than not, you're just going to blast through this order block. You're going to take some further highs, and then we need to see if that's the rotation down. It's probably more of a classic TA level up here, okay, beyond 66 and 67. Been looking at that on the daily charts and stuff. So do we get that? I don't think the bulls have got the juice for that. I'm not seeing the evidence for it right here, right now. If we just look at the OBD widget, it's still absolutely full of supply. So it's going to take a hell of a market bid to push us up and beyond into that zone. Not out the question, but it's certainly going to take a hell of a market bid to push us into that zone, all right? So Coinbase Pro have still got some selling. So Coinbase Pro are still happy to do a little bit of selling in this zone, to be honest, okay? And they're defending that area as well. Perhaps, interestingly enough, they've just dropped the hammer and they're defending 64.5 as well. Okay, so I wouldn't put a load of weight. It's you know, it's good to see it. Okay, especially if you're hedging short positions and you want to risk on a little bit lower. But I'd never put too much weight on these levels until I actually see offers on them or bid lower. Okay. But a couple of things that I do want to show you, obviously, is, yeah, a couple of positives, a couple of negatives. I mean, I guess one of the positives is that supply has diminished from last week, okay? But, yeah, we do need to see that dynamic bid come in and push us up further if we're going to get it. Maybe maybe if we do get a little drop, maybe it's not a lot, you know, maybe it's only 61 or 60 or something like that. But you can see from the aggregation down here, we've not got a lot on us, okay? We've just not got a lot of follow-up demand at all. Not seen any for, you know, like pointed out. Yo, Serkan, how we doing? So, yeah, not seen any for a while. So, summary, just looking at the order book as it stands now, right, okay? Hedge short positions in. Like a lower bid if we can get it, because seasonality, quite a few charts, especially altcoins, are looking good. They are breaking market structure and looking quite good. But hedge short positions, because we've had 2 weeks of uponly.com, 2 absolutely mega brilliant green weeks, okay? It's been really, really good, but there's just a few signs, warning signs now to say, you know, take profit. Have a look, maybe take a bit of profit on your derivatives. If you're just holding spot, you're probably all right, you know. But, you know, more often than not, what we're talking about is day trades, weekly and kind of day-to-day day trades and the like. Okay, so this is certainly an area I'd be interested in taking a little bit of profit and just seeing how it plays out, you know. That is the thing. And the thing is up here, I guess we need to go and have a look at the Volume King, don't we, is, like I pointed out earlier, really, On a 15-minute basis, what you can see is, so for the past 5 days since we've been up here, open interest, really hanging at the highs, okay? As the spot CVD volume comes down, why is it coming down? Well, there's been some spot selling, okay? We've seen that on Binance, we've seen it on Coinbase Pro, Gemini as well, and a couple of other exchanges. PEP CVD coming down slowly as well, okay? As if you're familiar with this template, I don't want to bore anyone that is familiar with it, as the open interest really lingers at the highs with that long short ratio cluster, okay? So just wanted to point that out. And just very quickly, because again, I don't want to bore anyone too much with this, but you can just see on a 1 hour time frame as well, volume coming out, hanging, and open interest hanging around at the top. So my point being on that is, if price does continue to float up a little bit, I would still be willing to lean in, even if my current short gets invalidated and we blast up towards 67k, I would still be happy, okay, to lean in and hedge another short position up there. Absolutely, no problem whatsoever. Been using this template for a number of years now. It's not often, you know, called it wrong. When the open interest is lingering at the highs like that, okay, volumes coming out the market, I'm not seeing any dynamic bid come in to push price up. If we do just float up, yeah, I can't see it lasting up there. It would, I don't think it'd be a, I could be wrong, obviously, you know, but I don't think it'll be a mega breakout long from this area up and into all-time highs. Okay, remains to be seen. I would be happy to be wrong because everyone's spot bags will look good, but I can't imagine, looking at the data, a breakout long from here, okay, into this zone, up to all-time highs and beyond just yet. I think you've got unfinished business below, as I like to call it. You've got a little bit of unfinished business, okay? Go find that demand, and then we'll be cooking, okay? Build the recipe again, and then we'll be cooking. So, summary just from the order flow and the volume and the like. If we do invalidate this 65k level and pop up, if I'm not seeing the follow-through bid, I'd still be happy to hedge a short position back down, okay? Bearish CVD divergences, open interest is high. Funding is absolutely all over the place. So I have to say, there's no real edge in funding at the minute. Maybe when the market starts trending again, then you'll get some edge in funding. You know, when you see the Bybit degens and the Binance degens really whaling into the tops, okay, you might get some more edge in the funding, but it's really been absolutely all over the place. It's probably pretty chilled at the moment. It wouldn't even surprise me if it flicks negative again today. Not much edge in it whatsoever, okay? But yeah, a little bit of I do like the price action. I like that price is up here at 63.5k. I think it's fucking brilliant. I hope the dip, if we get one, isn't too harsh. I hope the ultimate 44k bears and the like don't get that, to be honest. I would love some, because it'd be fun to get a harsh dip. Okay, it makes for good trading. A harsh dip, even if it was as deep. I mean, this would be a deep dip down to 59k, and I'm talking about, you know, in a few 4-hour candles. Okay, if we do so, we've talked about the top side. I'd be happy to hedge a short position up here again if I don't see any dynamic bid come in, okay, and people committing to the trade, committing to pushing price up. So what I expect is right here, right now, I'm doing nothing, okay? Same as yesterday I said in the TRDR Discord, absolutely nothing in here. Price hasn't moved for days, you know. Over the weekend, it's not moved for days. You got that little thrash up, that was very nice. If anyone hedged the short on there, you see a BTC diamond there, that's what the red circle is, okay? That was a really good risk reward short. No reason to close that at all, right? Okay, let price stop you out. Right here, right now, do nothing, okay? So we talked about the top side. Right here, right now, absolutely nothing, sir. No, I'm not doing Bitcoin business here. Thank you very much. Absolute crab action. So to the downside, okay, so we've got a few nice levels. If you're a bit of a levels nerd like myself, okay, you've got some daily naked pointer controls here. You've got the higher time frame 4-hour POC here. I won't go to those kind of levels on 4-hour and a daily because I'm sure you're all quite familiar with them. We're just tickling this weekly open. I mentioned in yesterday's live on the Discord, I'd be interested to see if this actually becomes resistance now and we chop down from here, because the last 2 weeks, weekly open has actually held as support and we rotated up from the weekly open, okay? Monthly open still down here and just at that 59k zone. Interesting to see that there was an order block here. Now, I have to say I wasn't watching the order book changes. I'm not sure if this entity here, you see this green line here? Okay, so that was our current largest order block. They've either pulled that, I wasn't watching it. I sometimes am up at 4 AM, but I wasn't I wasn't today. I'm not sure if this entity has split his orders here. Okay, you see these orders coming up. It won't have been that one, obviously. It would be from about that time. So I'm not sure if this entity has split his orders to here, to the 62.5, and then to there, actually. That remains to be seen. But if they have split their orders to there, I don't think these orders are strong enough to hold price anywhere unless you see some bid on them. Okay, so you've got your top levels, you've got your order blocks on the chart, but you need to just go to your widget here. You need to see demand on them, yeah? Okay, and depending on what your settings for your overlay, you will see the overlays print on the chart as well. I'm just on a 15-minute, but if I'm looking for order execution, I certainly go down to the 5-minute. If I'm an absolute wanting ultimate execution, I actually go down to a 3-minute, 1 minute, and I've been known to go down to a 30-second before when I'm looking to execute in these zones. All right, so you can grid your orders, you can put limit bid or limit offers in and around these zones. I sometimes do that, but sometimes if I'm day trading and I just want in on the action, okay, I will just look to market get in. Does it look good? Does the level look like it's holding? Great, I'm just market buying in, or I'm market selling in, executing in these zones. All right, so yeah, to the downside, let me just go back to a 15-minute for a little bit of clarity on where we've come from and where we're going. Okay, so yeah, I would be happy for a bit of a violent drop. When does that come? I'm not sure, actually. I sometimes do draw the old Fibonacci times on TradingView, but currently right here, right now, I've got nothing to speak of, to be honest. More often than not, what you'll hear me say is, where is price trying to go, and is it doing a good job of getting there? Okay, now for the last 2 weeks, let me just go back to TradingView quickly. For the last 2 weeks, price has been moving up-only.com, hasn't it? Okay, and it's been doing a very, very good job of moving up. Quick dips, down, quick dips. This was our last real good risk on, I think. Missed that one. And then this was our last perpetuals derivatives long there. I don't know why I've got that still on there. I'll get rid of that. Price has been trying to move up and doing a very, very good job of it. Right now, right here, right now, we're stalling a little bit, aren't we? We're stalling a little bit. And why do I say that? If you just look at the patterns, and obviously I'm on the old H&A candles that I know some of you love to bits. Up, quick pullback, up, quick pullback, up. Scam some bears. Oh no, I'm off again. Quick, and go. And then this is the longest period of time. So you're looking at about 4 or 5 days up here. Could you call it distribution? Well, you're certainly in a supply zone, and price seems to be struggling a little bit, like I showed, with the volume and the rest. So price is trying to move up again. It's currently not doing a very good job of moving up, is it? You know, okay, if you look at where you've come from and where you're going, it's not doing a good job of moving up. So just very, very simple. Take that into consideration as well. But on a lower time frame, you could say, and this makes me sound like I'm sitting on the fence, you could say, well, Nick, we're in a supply zone. You tell me we've got bearish divergences and the open interest is high. Why aren't we getting a nuke? So, you know, yeah, exactly, you know, but sometimes you get that. Maybe derivatives traders are still holding a few positions. If you were holding, you know, you've hit, this is spot supply here. I don't know why you would be selling spot aggressively. It's, you know, just under all-time highs when the, you know, when you've got certain fundamentals happening the next couple of years. But there we go. Maybe these are quite large traders and they're happy to go risk on, or maybe this is half or quarter position size or something like that. But yeah, you could say, okay, so you've got bearish divergences, you're hitting supply. Why ain't price dropping so much then? Well, at a similar time as well, you've had selling each time you've rotated up, but then really it's not been super aggressive. Okay, if you remember where we were at 72k, and especially when some of the spot exchanges, if you just go back to when we're at 72k and have a look at what Bitstamp and Coinbase the kind of aggressive supply they were putting over the price action back then, it was super aggressive selling, and even perps were getting involved as well and just absolutely hammering price back down. So the selling's not been mega aggressive either. So when we are like that, I mean, and I hope we don't really get too much of an elongated range up here. To be honest, I hope we get some more violence because it makes for better trading. But while we're up here, at some point, price is going to have to auction one way or the other. So we've already auctioned the highs. Okay, we've sold into that. Then we've dropped back. No major demand. So for me, I would favour, doesn't mean I'm going to get it. The market will give what it wants. Some giga whale could just come in here and go, enough's enough. I'm buying X amount of BTC, OTC, you know, maybe you don't see that, but market buying BTC, and I'm sending it. And then everyone's going to have to start chasing it up because that person has such conviction in their trade that they just blast price up. Me personally, I'm happy just to wait and see if this comes down. This kind of price action is going to bore everyone, okay? It's really going to bore everyone. And if you just trade in this, you don't really want to get stuck in the middle here. So I'm happy, like mentioned on the Discord yesterday, I'm happy to wait for either deviation from here now, okay? If you come down first, absolutely fine with that. And then we'll look for some bid, but absolutely nothing here, as you can see. As you can see, just on this aggregated depth, all right? So, yeah, been through most of the exchanges. None of them have got too much edge, it has to be said. So, I mean, you don't even need to look at the chart at the minute because there's no real aggressive selling or bidding. Just bear in mind, you've got a little bit of a top level there at 62. Coinbase are still doing some selling. The Gemini twins are still doing some selling, and they're actually defending just over 65k. Kraken, not too much to say. I don't think. I might have to just refresh that quickly. Sometimes does that because I'm in Safari. Kraken USDT, they're waiting a little bit low. I've already mentioned these guys here that I'm not sure if they get a fill. That'd be brilliant if we came and slashed 59, because if you know what I'm like, I never like trading around the round numbers. So say someone's looking at 60 or 59, that's absolutely fine. Send it to 58 or just clip over 61 and then go, just leave those orders sitting there. And yeah, derivatives, Bitfinex, you can see here, I won't click on it, you know, I won't go through all of these, but you can just see there Bitfinex are happy to really offload some derivatives positions as well, okay? Interesting, actually I didn't see that was up at 70, that's been there for a while. So yeah, actually 2.5 to 5% away, Bitfinex USDT and Bitfinex USD on the derivatives side, happy to do a bit of selling, okay? Still got some OG traders over there at Bitfinex. So, right, I'll go through a couple of other things that we need to check while I am. Drop in the comments, give me your thoughts. Just give me a shout if I'm missing anything. I'm not going to bore everyone to death on the BTC charts. I did go over it earlier on the video. Go and give that a watch if you don't mind, and give it a share. Thank you very kindly. Let's all share the alpha. As mentioned on the video, I don't believe in alpha decay. The more we all share data, the better. It makes for better trading. The only way people fail when you've got such good data like this is by over leveraging. There you go, absolutely ballistic, over leveraging, crap entry points with crap execution, and they fuck themselves over. Yo, Vadim, how you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, no problem. I hope everyone gets a little bit out of it. We do. I mean, originally, you know, a while ago, we started these YouTube lives because back in the day, myself, DK, and a few of the other gents were doing them on. We started doing screen shares on Telegram, or DK did back in the day, and then we moved to Discord just for a little bit of a better sharing format, and DK can go 4K on his screen there. DK might be live actually in Discord shortly, but we wanted to timestamp and record these sessions, so we might develop them so we can get more people on in the future and get guests on and stuff. But at the minute, just sticking to the format, you know, sticking to the facts, as you will call it. Live session with the data. What are we seeing? What are we expecting? And we let everyone crack on with the day. So we can have a look at a few alts. Alts have been good as well. But before we do that, I just want to show you the liquidity, I'll call it liquidity gaps that we have got above and below on BTC, okay? So if you're familiar with other platforms, okay, you will get these people with liquidation maps and all this absolute garbage. I'll call it. It's not garbage, but I'm sure the data's not exactly spot on. But what we have in here is our OBC gap. So we have areas of inactivity in the order books, in the order flow. Okay, so just going to concentrate on a 1 day and a 2 day at the minute. And what are we seeing? Just areas of interest, because when we enter these areas, it can create wick space liquidity gaps where price can enter, and then you can sometimes get reversal points. Not always, not trade entry stuff, but just areas to be aware of. So where are we looking right now? To the top side between 64.2 and 64.4. So you just have to revisit this area again, which I'd be absolutely happy with, absolutely fine with that. To the downside, if we float to the downside, and I've mentioned this a few times, don't just expect a nuke, okay? Never have just expectations of what is going to happen. If you start to move to the downside, don't chase shorts, all right? You shouldn't never chase any price action. But because what happens when people do is the chase areas of price action, and then what will happen is say you float below 63 here in the OBC, okay? So your price will hit between 62.8, 63, and there's an absolutely illiquid area, okay? One thing to be said is, like I always mention, market orders can come in and fill those areas and then cause a reaction in price. But in the order books, on one of the biggest exchanges we've got the data for, inactivity between 62.8 and 63, what can that create? When you go down there, it can create a little bit of a wick, a little bit of volatility, and then price will either settle down again or get continuation, okay? So always have these in mind. That's a 1 day. Let's have the 2 day. Yeah, you'd have to go. So you'd have to revisit 64.5, okay? And then if you are going to do that, and just under 65, as you can see here, if you're going to do that, like I said, I'd be open for running a bit higher, getting a classic TA level up there, and I'd still look to hedge a short position. To the downside, yep, you've got to go under 63, okay? But then just be aware that you might get a liquidity gap and a little bit of violence, a little bit of bounce before, eyeballing any continuation. So that's the OBC. I'm not going to go to any lower time frames on that really, because we haven't moved. Look at price action. We haven't even moved since yesterday. I think price was at the same point as when we did the live session yesterday. All right, so that's BTC. I think I've covered everything. Hedge short positions in. If we float higher, I'd still look to hedge a short position. Why would I? Because the open interest's high. There's no demand follow through at the minute, okay? So I could see a violent rotation down if we can get that. If we just drop from here, hedge short positions are in. And actually, I'd prefer that anyway, because some of the alts are looking great, aren't they? Okay, so maybe we settle back into some demand for a week or so. We have a red week or whatever. People start to get bearish again and say, right, that's a top, because everyone's shilling memes and saying, oh, look, price looks good up here and blah, blah, blah. And then we can see in here that we're finding demand or whatever, and we'll go. Yeah, no worries, Serkan. So I hope that covers BTC. If it hasn't, let me know. But I don't think there's anything else to say right here, right now. Now, right, Vitalik's coin has been looking good, hasn't it? All right, so looks good, does look good. Just got these levels marked, so it's outside value area highs, okay? What are we seeing as it's outside value area highs? It's in supply. Okay, so ETH is in supply. You can see a top level there where it was ready to cap price. They've just pulled a little bit there. It's been eating some supply. I think the ETH and the Sol chart looks good. I still think that they can get a rotation down if BTC decides that that is the way he wants to move. Is BTC a bloke? I think BTC is a bloke, isn't it? We're not going to go all gender neutral on this channel. Fuck that, right? Yeah, BTC is a bloke, right? So yeah, whatever BTC decides, I think that's going to give us directional bias on the next move. That's all I would say. If you didn't see the range, go watch the video earlier. So pulled a range on ETH and Sol, and as you can see here, we're trading outside the value area high. Now, ETH and Sol have been pretty strong, to be honest. If you were just trading a range, BTC is not necessarily in a range, but I have been marking its levels. If you were just range trading, okay, you would look at this area to hedge a short position on Vitalik's coin, okay? So supply at the top, What do we see at the bottom of the range? Demand, yeah? Nice, nice and easy. And look at the order flow here. Absolutely brilliant, okay? Aggregated supply. Where's that main supply coming from? It's actually coming from spot, to be honest. ETH BTC, as we can see here, okay? Bitstamp ETH BTC, pretty good. Coinbase ETH BTC, pretty good. Binance ETH BTC, nothing to say really. And what is Perps doing on ETH? Oh, look at that. Wow. Okay. Right, so your supply is coming from derivatives. Wow, look at that. Do you know, I should have done my homework and had a look at this earlier, shouldn't I? Yeah, when was that? That was last night. Yeah, I was getting a good sleep. I'm getting a bit old now. I need my beauty sleep. I was getting some sleep. Wow, okay. Now, this would be mega risk reward hedge position. And what I'm talking about is... you'll have heard me say this before, and I think the structures on daily and 4-hour timeframes look pretty good on ETH and Sol, you know. BTC is already kind of making its move, isn't it? Okay. Remains to be seen if BTC drops. If BTC drops, how far does it drop? We'll have to see, won't we, yeah? Maybe Curl and, you know, Curl Weldon, maybe they get their targets. Maybe it is a Giga Nuke Black Swan event and we absolutely just rip to 44k, but... for me, I'm taking it day by day. Now, seeing this on ETH is lovely, to be honest. Absolutely. Oh, God, why didn't I see this earlier? I've really not done my homework, have I? Right, if ETH gets a rotation up, I'm gonna absolutely kill it back to Hades. The closer to these order blocks, the better. Have I got an order block in... Spot? So spot of not really. Spot offers are coming down slightly there, aren't they? I don't care about that. It's very rare that you'll see. Wow, I don't think I remember seeing ETH perps looking like that, to be honest. So I hope that ETH does get a rise up, because for me personally, I don't like to just short or long in boring price action like this. I like a bit of violence. I like that, or I like that. Okay. I'm not interested if it just starts to flip-flop here and rotate down. I'll chill, I'll take a day off, and I'll try and bid the lows, okay? Bit of violence, please. Thank you, crypto gods, and I will be in business. Yeah, that is... yeah, that's lovely. That is lovely to see from ETH. Thank you very much. Let me have a look at what the volume is doing on ETH. Yeah, absolute sack of shit. We've got bear divs on ETH forming again. So I zoomed out a little bit here, just on a 15-minute for hold up. Yes, hold up. Oh God, I'm drawing top levels again, aren't I, like I did the other week. Forget that, they're not top levels, I've just drawn them. Yeah, bearish divergences, nothing major. Bearish divergences spot, bearish divergences on perps. Retail traders starting to get in the market. Open interest, LS ratio, funding, cluster. ETH is going to be an absolute beaut short position. Not financial advice, obviously. That is great to see. Anything else I need to look at on ETH? Let me go and have a quick check of the liquidity chart on higher time frames. I think it's going to look pretty chill. Yeah, liquidity charts all around are pretty chill, to be honest. I do have to say. I'm just going to have to go to the alts one. Different parameters. But yeah, you can see, you know, ETH open interest. Yeah, it's been getting a little bit hot. But that is to be expected on a 4-hour chart from this move up. It's been a great move, hasn't it? You know, it's been a good couple of weeks of trading. So, yeah, nice to see that from ETH. That is brilliant. Do not mess with these guys. Do not mess with derivatives, Binance, when it looks like that. And why do I say that? If you remember how it looked like on the demand side, okay, there we go. Demand side. It was saying in the Discord, can't remember if it was private, forgive me if it was, that it was looking absolutely great. ETH was looking great back here, so from 2266 right up to here. Yeah, really not 2266. What price was it? 2265 to 2631, should I say? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, looks really good. Yeah, nice. What I would say here is, in saying that, I just have to repeat, if it just floats down, don't chase it, because more often than not, especially what time is it? Yeah, just you know, coming into the US session, you probably, this would be, you know, you probably get this, and then it'll come into there, and then you get your entry. If it just floats down, leave it alone for me, unless you're already in from you know, from this area here, and then these guys are just, you know, helping you out, to be honest. But yeah, that looks good from ETH. Yeah, bit higher, please, and we'll be in business. Soy Boy Salt has, oh, I'm dropping top levels again. Soy Boy Salt has had quite a bit of perps interest. Now, I sometimes trade the perp side on order flow on Soy Boy Salt, but I do have to say it's dissipated a little bit now, and more often than not on the alts, the perps traders do get used as a little bit of a liquidity. So I would prefer to see a bit more order flow. This is a spot chart for Sol. I would prefer to see a little bit more order flow in spot on Sol. But in general, I think Sol's looking really good. Even if it, you know, it could come right back down to 130s, and Sol on a 4-hour and daily chart, it'd still look absolutely fine. All right, so those are the bigger assets. What's BTC doing quickly? Absolutely fucking nothing. Sit on your hands, please, gentlemen. Steady, gentlemen. Let's have a look at WIF. Can you come back down, please? WIF, you absolute CUNT, because I missed the trade like an absolute noob because it was Sunday at 11:15 and I was chilling. So I would love it if WIF could come back down violently and fill some bid for me. Thank you very much. But yeah, spot selling into WIF a little bit here. I know that DEX exchanges do quite good volumes on WIF sometimes as well. So this spot selling from Binance USDT on WIF and some of these assets, these meme assets, is not the be all and end all, but just appreciate that, you know, they certainly will be doing a little bit of volume. Don't chase stuff like this up. You know, I've missed the trade here. I'm a bit gutted actually, because after saying to the guys in the Discord, yep, spot's filling here, but it's a bit of a crowded trade. I'd love it to wick some liquidity, hoping it would be Monday, and it fucking wasn't, was it? It was Sunday evening after Nick's had a bottle or two of vino, and away we go. So yeah, if BTC and the rest of the market can gig and you can give me an entry on WIF, that would be absolutely Gucci bags. Thank you very much. Right, give us a shout if there's any more alts I need to look at. I'm going to look at a few of the new shiny coin alts. What am I talking about? Sue has been looking pretty good, hasn't it? Let me just go to a full window so I get a better view here. Let me go to Sue. Sue's TAO has been looking good as well. This is the one we saw in the Discord yesterday. If you are unfamiliar with this platform, this is fire and forget, as I call it, like a fire and forget missile. You enter these positions when they've got really good demand on them. Okay, really good demand into the order blocks. Absolute fire and forget trade. So what I just want to say about a couple of these assets that are already trending well is and putting in higher lows. Bear in mind I'm on a 15-minute. If you looked at a 4-hour chart, they're already kind of breaking up and out. So again, any violence down would be appreciated. I think it would make for better trading. But if you're in some of these assets already, like BitTensor, you're probably already looking good in your spot bags. I think Tier's been looking pretty good as well. A little bit of a messier order book, I think, that one. But it was Sue I wanted to look at because I want to see if that's coming down again. So Sue from its demand zone, absolutely ripping upwards, not caring the world this coin has it for anything else is doing. Again, no real edge on it right here, right now. It looks like it's just consolidating again for before it takes another leg up or something. But again, if the rest of the market comes down, it's going to do a similar thing, isn't it? Another one that to keep an eye on because the order flow is very nice as well. And I know there's a lot of eyes on it as well. I never really like that, you know, when it's kind of a crowded trade. But FTM, keep an eye on FTM because it's been moving like TAO. Very nice. Look at that. This is just a sell your grandma, sell your house, go long kind of trade. And it has to be said as well, even if you were just head short from that one there, look at this. Absolutely brilliant. So you'll get these bid overlays, which is great, and obviously they'll give you a reaction. But when you're seeing them trade around these order blocks like this, in the order blocks or offers in these zones, it's just God, it doesn't get much better than that. So if anyone got in FTM or BitTensor from these zones, if you saw those and got in those, you are absolutely, yeah, you are a pro TRDR order flow user, identifying those zones seeing them and executing in those zones. Just bear in mind, like I mentioned to the guys the other day as well, sometimes if it's a low liquidity alt, what can happen sometimes is you fully take all this demand, okay, so you grab all the liquidity it can. Sometimes the altcoins need that to move, yeah, so it will take all the liquidity it can in and around this top level. So don't put your stop losses in if you're trading perps. If you trade in spot, you should be a little bit looser on your risk there anyway, I would think. Not financial advice, but if you trade in derivatives, don't go too gun-ho, okay, with the leverage, and put your stops directly under these order blocks, okay, because sometimes they will get eaten. You take the liquidity below and then you start to run. Not always the case, sometimes they just kind of get defended like that. But if anyone's unfamiliar, I can show you one. I did show it in the live yesterday, so I won't spend too much time on it, but it was, can't remember what it's called, live peer, let's have a look. So this one, perps defending this level at 13, but spotware also, and this is typical, drawing my old top levels again, and this is typical of what I mean by they'll take all that liquidity below these top levels. So someone really wanted in on the action here. If you're unfamiliar what this is, it's just absolutely mega spot demand. So someone knows something with live peer and they're absolutely filling spot bags. Filled here at 13.3, they're filled at 13, and then what happened, you can just see there, I won't zoom in too much, but you've just wicked below the top level. So if you were trading this on derivatives, seeing this, thinking, yep, don't give a shit what this coin is, but I want a little bit of a perps trade on a Saturday and Sunday, this is what this was. Okay, don't go to try and execute, and obviously bear in mind that you've got one top level here, but your original top level is at that $13 mark, okay? So really, your stop loss wants to be under there, and I like to give 2.5%, to be honest, okay? So if you can execute as close as you can to that level, yeah, okay, and then give yourself 2.5%, you'd have wicked down, but you wouldn't have been stopped out, and you'd have got a very nice, even if you don't give a shit what the asset is, 13, 14, depending on where you execute up here, 15%. I would have been tempted also to actually hold a bit, because you can see the spot bid is coming in right here, right now, $14. Okay, so someone's really want to fill up on this. I'd be tempted if the market does come down again to take a look at this one. What else do we need to look at? Oh, I want to have a look at Pepe. Is Pepe moving yet? Because a lot of the memes have been moving up and onwards, haven't they? Yeah, Pepe's moving up. Did actually, I had a good long on Pepe in FOMC last week. Can I zoom back to show you that one? Probably not. Where was it? What date was it? I'm on a 15-minute chart. I can't remember what day it was. It doesn't matter. But yeah, Pepe, there was a few coins looking good into FOMC last week. It might have been the perp chart, actually. I think the perp chart was looking really good the other week. Oh, I can't remember what day FOMC was. It Wednesday or Thursday? I can't remember. But yeah, Pepe's looking quite good. Again, perps chart quite full there. No real edge. It's just hitting a little bit of supply here right now as WIF is. Okay, but I know the daily chart and 4-hour chart and stuff still looks pretty good on it. So keep an eye on these coins, because they do get some really nice order flow on them as well. Supply zone, a tiny bit of demand here, but it's probably more from perps there. I think Popcat and a few of the others are already kind of breaking out and showing the way out this, so you know, any kind of pullbacks on those assets are probably going to be pretty good. There wasn't much I particularly wanted to look at and go risk on today and throw any longs in. Give me a shout if you've seen anything. I think probably one of the best was people. Okay, I don't even have a clue what the, you know, Constitution Day. I don't even have a clue what this is, to be honest, but when you are seeing solid levels like that, really good demand from that one. That was actually on the perps market. Spot side, I don't think was offering too much edge. Oh, someone was bidding it there, right there at the 6.2 level, so that is interesting. Yeah, good risk reward trade there if you're up at 3:30 AM. But more often than not in the European session, it was just kind of hanging around. I wasn't too bothered, you know. As I say, I like to execute in and around these order blocks. That's always best, I would say. Right. What else do we need to look at? Yeah, I think there's a few assets that are looking pretty good at the minute. I've not had too many alerts pop off. What's STX doing? Stacks that more often than not. Ooh. Interesting. Would you short that? Yeah, of course you would. Big fat order block. Try and execute as close as you can in and around there, especially as if you're of the opinion that ETH and BTC are going to rotate down. Yeah, not bad that. I give it a little bit of time though. See if ETH floats up a little bit. You could eat into this level a little bit, same as when you get it down to the bid side. Let me just show you that. So same as you get it down to the bid side, you want to execute as close as you can in around these levels, don't you really? So yeah, I might keep an eye on that one actually. I think I've got it in my alerts on spot alt double bands. If I haven't, I'm gonna set it. This is the process, right? So basically, if you're looking at shit like that and you're away from your charts, we know it's got spot alt double bands because we can see it in the background there. But for me, all I would do is, oh, I've got it there. There we go, STX, yeah. So what an idiot! I just looked at it there. Didn't? Oh no, it's perps. Is it perps? Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Yeah, of course I did. What a noob. Anyway, I'll move on so you don't notice that. I just looked at an alert and then tried to add it in anyway. Yeah, a few good assets looking good. Keep an eye on Jup. I've been saying that for a while, but I think Jup will do pretty well. No real edge in the order books right here, right now. It did have some, again, Jup had some good order flow back. This was FOMC, wasn't it? So the 18th. Okay, so Jup had some good order flow back here. Really good spot bid. This was your FOMC low. Okay, so again, Jup, just one of them coins. It needs to take the lower liquidity before it starts to move up, and then it got absolutely sent. So really good trade. Sushi was similar as well. I'll just show you Sushi quickly. Does anyone still use Sushi? God, I've not used Sushi for absolutely ages. I think it was the perps market on Sushi. I have not used Sushi in forever. Yeah, Sushi really, look, it's a perps market, really strong demand zone. What does it do? It fills this, it takes all the liquidity it can, probably filled some more orders back there and went. Okay, so you've just always got to be aware of that on some of these lower liquidity, lower volume altcoins. Right, actually, I want to have a look at what Rune is doing. I do like keeping an eye on Rune, because when Rune starts to move, it really moves. What I'm hoping to see from Rune is, because it's bit, you can see here it's been a little bit flat, is I really want to see some big spot demand coming on Rune. Then we might be in for a little bit of business. I'm not too bothered watching perps on Rune. I prefer just to see some really big spot demand. Maybe we don't get it. Maybe it's people are lacking a little bit of interest on Rune, but I think it's still a pretty good project to keep an eye on. Aave has obviously been doing very well, getting sold into now. These were nice to play the other day if anyone caught those. If you're of the opinion the market's still going to float up, have a look at Aave. It's nice to see that the DeFi, some of the DeFi assets are still doing well. That's good to see from them. And then what else is one I need to look at? Drop in the chat if you need me to look at anything. Come on, Whiff, come down, you absolute dog shit coin. I'm only mad because it's leaving without me. Absolutely furious. But if you post about a trade and you don't actually check the trade, what are you? You are a cunt. And I do have to say that that word over in the UK is actually an endearing term we call our best friends. Cunts. So, right, let's go and have a look at what BTC is doing. Yeah, a little bit higher. Do you know what? I'd be happy with BTC a bit higher, even though I've got a hedge short position on, because it just makes for better trading. It's just a little bit more exciting, isn't it? It was a shame yesterday that the price action was so boring, unless you were in some of the altcoins. But I think the entries for most of the alt trades came on that Sunday evening, funnily enough, didn't they? I think we've been lucky, certainly in Europe and the US, that we've got such good entries in like kind of US times or early morning Euro times the past couple of weeks. So maybe I often see that sometimes you get that kind of cycle, you know, where the really good entries then suddenly start to come in the Asian market. They start throwing in a little bit more volume and pushing the market in one direction, and that's what it is. You know, and like I've mentioned before, it's very rare, especially in crypto, that the Euro guys will push that volume in to push the market one way or another. So Asian session, US session, normally better. Interested to see. Come on, let's go fill some of this Come on, ETH, let's come up. Let's come up here and fill some of this supply on the perps market. That would be absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Yeah, don't just worry about altcoins if you need to look at them. Anything. If anyone's got any questions about the console, give us a shout. If there's anything you've been struggling with, we'll give it a few minutes. If there's any alerts you need creating or anything like that, give us a shout. We can either go through it quickly now or drop in one of the socials and we can do it there. Just creating a new video at the minute on the order book overlay, so that should be published soon. Just editing and tweaking that a little bit, just going a little bit more in depth to, you know, where these figures come from. Personally, I see a lot in the socials. Obviously, people load these templates in, and it's great because it's a plug and play system, isn't it? This console, but more often than not, people plug these things in. They see the red and they see the green. But they don't have a clue what's actually going on and how this is calculated. And you know, really, it's always the first thing you should do on new platforms like this. It's great to see that this is a fire and forget trade if you're coming up into this zone or if you come down to demand, and it's great. But it's healthier for your process and your peace of mind when entering and executing that trade if you actually know what the fuck is going on in the background. All right, so video coming out on that soon. What's Sol doing? Sol's had some good perps demand here, so it wouldn't surprise me to see Sol a little bit higher whatsoever. I was looking at the OBC on Sol earlier, and I think it could, you know, come up and tackle 152, 153 very easily. That would coincide with ETH hitting that demand on perps as well. And interesting, we've got a perps market, ETH BTC, which has got that similar demand supply as the derivative side. All right, so just bear that in mind, okay? Any rotations higher, I'm not mega bearish, okay? I'm just playing it session by session, day by day, but I would be happy to hedge positions up here, okay? Bitcoin could quite happily sit in this zone still, just sit under 65k or rotate higher, while ETH and Sol take a little bit of a larger swipe higher. Maybe BTC does 2% up or 2% down. We're kind of at that stage now where alts have started to... they're getting a little bit frisky, aren't they? They're getting a little bit frisky. So do we get another push up and then we get our rotation? That'd be nice to see. And yeah, it's funny how people always get a little bit frisky at highs, don't they? I said this earlier, but it's funny how people, you know, price rises up. You know, price rises up for 2 weeks. Rises up for 2 weeks. And everyone says, oh, doesn't this look good? Well, yeah, no fucking shit, but what, you want to long this up here now? You fucking hellfire, excuse my language, but it's mental, isn't it? And that's not me being bearish, that's me being going, right, okay, well, this is time to pay attention now. Do you want to take a little bit of derivatives profit, hedge your position? You know, this here, this zone is the area to get excitable and go, shit, this looks good, we're in demand, let's long it. You know, this is now time to pay attention again, you know, take a bit of profit, hedge your position. You know, if we keep moving up, your spot bags are going to look good, so it's all good in the hood. But yeah, it's just interesting when the timelines on Twitter and the socials get excitable here, don't they? All-time high next, you know, today for the Bitcoin price, all-time high incoming in the next 24 hours. Really? Nice one. Good luck with that. Saying that, we'll hit it in the next 5 minutes, won't we? Something like that. Right, let's just give it a minute then. Let's give it a minute, see what's going on here. Yeah, ETH and Sol. What else has been moving nice? Yeah, a couple of the other memes that I still like on the daily charts and 4-hour charts as well. Bonk, Brett. Brett is starting to make a little bit of a move. If you just pull it up on your DEX screener on a daily chart, Brett is starting to look nice as well. Popcat is obviously leading the way. I do have to say I'm not too fussed about some of the old legacy coins, but we'll have a quick look at them just for a laugh. Polkadot getting some spot demand there, but it's not quite met its order block, so I could see that coming down. I do actually like the red coin, AVAX. Where's AVAX? Let's have a look what's going on with that. Let's have a look at a few of the old school coins before we answer any questions and let everyone crack on with their day and their US trading. Nothing to see on AVAX. I'm sure that will come around again because it is a good, you know, it's a good asset, isn't it? And it does trade well sometimes. Let's have a quick look at what the old OG LTC is doing. Sometimes gives us some order flow. Nothing from that. Link, let's have a look at Link. Stinky Link, still struggling under $12, isn't it? Hit some good spot demand back here, but it is really struggling. And then let's finish on everybody's favorite lizard coin, the Illuminati coin XRP, and it's still at 59 cents. Okay, if you go and have a look at a 4 hour and a daily chart, it's actually really teetering at the edge of its trend, is XRP. So it wouldn't surprise me to see it drop a little bit lower if the market takes a turn. I don't think it's going to stay a stable coin up here. I think it could really go for a little bit of a nosedive if the market does come down a little bit, and then it'll probably just get some kind of recovery and stay at 55 cents for the rest of its life. That's kind of what I would expect. Right, so summary. Let's have a little summary on old BTC, shall we? Summary. Okay, so hedge short positions in. Current invalidation 65k. Okay, appreciate that it's not quite, you know, a massive level. It's not a big technical classic tier level, but that's current invalidation on the order flow. Yeah. If we rise up here and get invalidated, I'm happy to then hedge another short position if we rise up towards 67k, because the open interest is rising. Retail longs are coming in here. Okay, timelines are getting frothy, saying, doesn't this look good? Right, okay, well, you're saying it looks good and we're now in supply and it's been up only for 2 weeks. Yeah, so I'd still be happy to hedge a short position if we rise up and invalidate this 65k level. We're not coming from much demand as we rise up here. Price has been similar in a similar zone for 4 days. We've got bearish CVD divergences. Okay, so you could still rise up, yeah, but I'm happy to hedge a short position up there. If we just roll over, that's great, because hedge short positions are in. If we just roll over, first area really, yeah, I kind of would look at not far down, you know, level by level, 61k, for a real deep cut to really flush the open interest, which is nothing too extravagant. You know, the open interest isn't too extravagant. And if you're going for a big breakout, which I don't think we are here, I think you could rise up and come back down. I don't think we're going for a 72k breakout right here, right now, you know. But when you do get to that point of those bigger breakouts and those trend continuations, your open interest is going to be really high anyway. Yeah, your open interest is going to be high, your funding is going to be high, but no one gives a shit because they're all getting a good payday because price keeps rising and you've just got to deal with it, you know, you've just got to deal with it. And that's when you have to come into your order flow and look for zones like this for taking a little bit of profit, yeah. But for any real violence down, your 59k is your biggest order block, all right? So it's not even that far away, 59k, that'd give us some real violence down, okay? And then I'd look for demand in that zone. So you've got a 4 hour point of control there. Your monthly open is back there as well. At the minute, you're not really moving much. You're just diddling around the weekly open, yeah? I hope we get a move in the coming days. There's actually no real economic news or anything coming that would give us any major volatility. You're just kind of auctioning this little area. So we're going to have to push one way or the other, okay? Time-wise, not sure. What day is it today? Tuesday. Yeah, so we could get a move today. Wednesday tends to be a little bit more of a choppy day, but we'll just have to see. So that's summary on BTC. Ethereum, don't forget you have got those. Don't mess with these guys. You have got that supply higher up on the derivatives market, okay? On the derivatives USDT from Binance and on the ETH BTC derivatives as well. Really nice hedge short positions. Do not fucking mess with these guys when they're getting involved. It's down to your trader execution to execute as close as you can into these order blocks to hedge any positions, okay? Could be a very nice trade. That ETH is actually one I'll be really keeping an eye on if we can start to get some more little rotations up. All right, guys, so I hope that's okay for everyone. All right, I'll be around in the socials if anyone needs anything. We'll try and do another live session this week. Not sure if it'll be Thursday or Friday morning. And we'll do the odd Twitter live session as well. All right, guys. But go grab a link from below. Grab a link from below if you're unfamiliar with the platform. Free trial there. And if you've really been struggling, go check out the Academy as well, because we're getting some really mega feedback on the Academy. Getting some really good stuff and people getting a lot out of it as well. So yeah, cheers for joining, guys. If you've got any questions and you've forgotten about them or anything, just drop us a line in any of the socials. All right, guys, we'll speak soon. Cheers.